More here for B-Sides. I'm at Stagecoach 2025 with one of the outstanding performers joining us. It is Alana Springsteen.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm at Stagecoach. Are you kidding?
Yeah,
It's
there's a
amazing.
lot of ambiance going on right now, and I
There
don't know if
is.
the microphone's going to be picking it up, but it's Stagecoach, and it's Baby's first Stagecoach.
That's right, baby's first Stagecoach.
Have you been aware of this? Is this something that's been a lifelong thing, a 5-year thing for you?
Oh my God, yeah. I've been talking about this for definitely 4 or 5 years. As an artist, it's one of those iconic festivals that you dream about playing, and been talking about it with my team. So to actually be here on the grounds in the desert feels amazing.
How's the desert life so far?
Ooh, it's treating me nice, but man, that sun is hot. It is hot, and I got a sunburn yesterday, and I'm regretting my choices, but man, hopefully it'll turn into a tan. I need
Have
a
you been
tan.
to California a lot, and Palm Springs and Indio in particular?
I love the West Coast.
Yeah.
I grew up on the East Coast. I'm from Virginia Beach, but the West Coast has my heart. It's just beautiful. I was actually in San Diego yesterday, shooting some fun things, and that's how I got my sunburn. But
Yeah.
this is my first time to this part of California.
This is an iconic festival, like you just said, and the lineup is insane.
Yeah.
They just added Mumford & Sons right before Lana Del Rey.
Amazing.
Have you taken that in yet?
Our life is so fast-paced. The life
Yeah.
of an artist is just like go, go, go. So sometimes it's hard. Like you get to the day of and you're like blowing through it, and before you know it, it's over. But I've been trying to implement some things in my life that help me be present. Like I was meditating this morning, just doing my breathing, and like things like that help me to stay present and just go, you know what? The second it starts, today's gonna fly by. So just be in the moment and enjoy
What's the
it.
latest poem that you've read that has helped you get centered?
Oh man, I've been reading a lot of Rumi. I've been reading a lot of Young Pueblo. I couldn't tell you a specific one, but man, some of those books have just like changed my life.
I think that's been at the forefront of a lot of artists these days, is to stay present,
Yes.
live in the moment, even if it's just for 2 seconds during the applause or whatever.
Right.
Just like, holy
Right,
moly.
Right. Man, those moments on stage hit different. When you play one of those songs where it's like you can hear a pin drop in the room, and I've got a couple of those in my set where it's just straight from the heart. You know, it's just me and my guitar, and it's expressing things that have been in my heart for a long time, heavy things. Those are some of my favorite moments. Those are the ones that stick with me. I think my goal with my music is to make people out there feel a little bit less alone in what they're going through, and to heal people. The same way that I needed songs to get through what I was going through, I hope I can be that for somebody else.
Yeah. I understand you have a new album coming too.
Yeah.
And the big bolded letters was new album, new chapter.
Woo.
So I take it that this recentering and this enlightenment of self-realization is part of this new chapter.
Yeah, it's at the center of it, and I'm glad
Okay.
you picked up on that. I have been on a journey of self-discovery over the last year. You know, I released my debut album 20-something, but that was just the tip of the iceberg of that self-discovery journey for me. I think stepping out of that album, I felt the most confident, bold, like ready to take on life that I'd ever been, ready to own my power and own who I am. And that wasn't necessarily received well by a lot of the people around me. And that was kind of a red flag. That set off some alarms for me. I was like, okay, I need to look at my life. I need to look at the way I'm relating to other people, the way I'm showing up in relationships, and just do some soul searching.
Now you really piqued my interest because when you first created 20-something, you were in your early 20s.
Yeah.
Now you're 24.
Yep.
And that's an age where your brain is still developing, but yet you still are figuring yourself out to a point. There's still
Right.
an element of, okay, I got this.
Yeah.
What part of you that is I got this that is on this album?
Ooh.
The confidence.
Man, I have moments of that. I think the confidence shows up when I start caring less. I think I am the kind of person that is a people pleaser. I've spent a lot of my life just shape-shifting to fit what people wanted me to be, what people needed me to be. And I felt like that was my role in life. I was like, I'm the caretaker, you know, I'm a fixer, like that's what I do. And the more I realized that that was just weighing me down, that was a burden that was self-inflicted, I started to just really live in that power. And it's funny, like some of the songs on this album are, you know, those heartbreaking realizations of going, oh, I'm really messing this up. I need to work on this. But the other half of the album is how that lesson looks in practice, how it shows up in my relationships, how those realizations have translated into living a much more fulfilling, powerful life.
How much of it is theory versus experience? Because it's one thing to read these poems and be inspired, but it's another to go through it and really put it in song.
Ugh, it's all experience. It's sad sometimes that we have to go through really hard things to learn lessons, but I'm grateful for it at the end of the day. I think everybody goes through their challenges in life that they need to get them to where they're ultimately supposed to be, and I'm committed to that self-growth journey. I think when I get too comfortable, that's when I'm scared. When I'm constantly being tried and pushed, that excites me. That's the kind of person that I am. So leaning into that has been everything. But it is experience, it's how I've gotten things wrong in relationships, tension between me and my family, me and the things that I grew up believing, the messages that I received growing up, and kind of reframing those in my mind. It's definitely a very heady, personal album.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring it down, but when you say tensions with family, is it just a part of being an independent adult?
I grew up in a little bit of a bubble. I'm from a very small town in Virginia Beach. Both my granddads are pastors. I grew up in a very loud, chaotic family, a lot of big personalities. And I want to preface this by saying my family is everything to me. Like, my parents, I would not be here today if they hadn't believed in me enough to move to Nashville with me when I was 14 years old. So I am so close to them and so grateful for them. But I think with that comes this sense of, responsibility. And growing up, you start to realize you can put that down. Like, it's okay to make your own choices. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to step into that independence and let go of that people pleaser side that's like, I have to make my parents happy. I have to live for everybody else. So I think I've started to live a little more for myself and just be on that self-discovery journey and committing to that. And it's fun to watch my parents grow with that too. The more honest I am with them, the deeper our relationship gets. Even though it's hard sometimes, ultimately I think it's bringing us closer.
How much of that devil's music did they blame this independence on?
I don't think that's the way they think about it. It's just a chaotic lifestyle, and it's so different from the way they
really
grew up.
Yeah.
My parents went to college, and they got married at 20 years old, started having kids, and that was everything to them. My journey is so different from that. I didn't go to college. I started pursuing a music career when I was 10 years old and just knew exactly what I wanted to do. So living outside of that box that I grew up in and learning about it is sometimes scary for the people around you. But as long as you know you're on the right path for you, I think stepping into that is the most important thing you can do.
Okay, let's get to brass tacks here. What do your parents think about these rabbits that you adopted some time ago?
You saw that, huh?
And I want to know where are they right now, because I haven't gotten any updates. I'm very concerned about their well-being. Is this the source of this family tension?
Oh my God, the rabbits. It was this whole saga on my Instagram because, spring is coming, it's starting to get summer, but you have these cold flashes where things freeze and it leaves the bunnies completely helpless. So I found these 3 bunnies in my backyard that I think were a victim of a lawnmower, and they had, some broken bones and cuts, and I'm just an empathetic person. The second I see an animal or something in pain, I'm like, this is my job. I need to help it. It's my child. So we brought him inside and kept him alive for the night. And there's this incredible shelter close by to Nashville where I took them literally out in the woods, out in the middle of nowhere. But I took them in and I got them some help. So they're in much better hands than they would have been with me.
Okay. Good to hear.
But I tried my best. I got a little heating pad for them. I covered them up. I kept them warm for the night.
Yeah, there was one that just looked almost as if they were on their last legs there.
I know. It honestly broke my heart.
ICU level here.
They're great at bringing them back, though. I know I have some friends that have taken animals there and watched them get released into the wild, so it's really special.
But were you prepared for a burial, stitching, and doing CPR and things like that?
I would have done whatever it took.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Real quick, the album, we just talked about it. What can we expect with regard to timeline and maybe a few hints with new songs and things?
Soon. I'm actually playing one of the new songs today in my set. It's called Sad Hour. It's not out yet, but I'm really excited about it. It's just, it's about learning to make peace with your emotions. growing up, I tended to separate from them a lot. I pushed them down. I was like, I need to be strong. I saw sadness as weakness. But the more I've kind of embraced it and made friends with those feelings, and learned that you don't have to be sad alone. Like, if you're going to be sad, you might as well be sad together. Like, let's just sit on my living room floor and have a bottle of wine and talk about our feelings. Like, that's where I'm at now. So that's a song about that. I'm playing another one called Love Me Anyway today. That's a really personal song. There's also a song called Same God that's coming really soon.
Best of luck with everything. Congrats on the tour and performing here at Stagecoach. It's a milestone for you.
Thank
we
you.
look forward to the album.
So excited. I'm out with Keith Urban this year,
Yeah.
so a lot of new dates coming up, a lot to come. I can't wait. Thank you for having me.
For sure. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you too, man.
Alana Springsteen at Stagecoach 2025 with B-Sides.